Well, hello everybody, Smithy here, and welcome to another Pokemon Go episode. And today, this video is all about a nest, a Pokemon Go nest, and it's to do with the Machops that are there at the moment. Now, it was an Ep8 nest, and it's been a Machop nest since the last major nest change. We obviously expect it to become something else next time. We wait to see what the third major nest change will be. So let me just show you this if you haven't seen it. Pokemon Go map, which is Pokemon Go map info. So let's go and take a look at where we are. Well, we've got Runcorn here, we've got Liverpool John Allen Airport, Widnes, Warrington, where I live. So let's go and have a look and zoom in. So what we're going today is, on this episode, is the Higher Walton, but it's in Higher Walton just outside Warrington. It's called Walton Hall Gardens, and it's the famous location actually of the British series called about the zoo, or Chester Zoo. So you got Walton Hall and Gardens, and basically looking at the map here, you've got Walton Hall, we've got two gyms, and we have a Pokestop at the gate, two Pokestops here, and we've got a Pokestop down here. A word of warning, the phone signal for this particular Pokestop is not that great. We've got this one which is up by the hall as well. It's only about half a mile, well, a third of a mile from there to there, and you've got a little, if you're interested, we've got a big park here, and we've got a little animal zoo as well. So it's a great location if you want to come out for the day to go Pokemon hunting. Now, Machops spawn quite regularly. I'm just going to show you, here's a little overlay map of the particular Pokemon 3 Machops that I found there at the time. So that was quite interesting to say the least. And mainly the Machops will spawn here on the gate area by the playground here. A lot spawn here by the entrance to the children's zoo and around here, and then you get Machops up here by the gym. This gym is quite hard to get to because it's a bit difficult with the house there. Anyway, without further ado, let's go and have a look at some of the things that I caught. So let's have a look at some of the Machops I caught. Now, interestingly enough, I basically spend about an hour at the park, and depending on how many I catch, usually on average I catch between 5 and 8 in an hour, roughly 5 to 8 an hour, and they range from, I think one was like 52 CP 52, and we'll show you later in the video. And this was when I first went to the park. This is one of my first two, and I just started using normal Pokeballs, and then I just tried the Ultra Ball. And what I found is the quickest and easiest Machops are not very hard to catch. I literally straight there, give it a raspberry, and usually use the Great Balls. That's what I use. Like here, give them a raspberry, and rather than wasting Pokeballs, so go straight for that and usually catch it first time. This is one of the higher CP ones. It knocked it out of the way, of course. That's down again. So that's the only trouble with the Machop. I was just rushing through this. Interesting enough, you'll see later that I use the IV calculator. It's highly important, of course, if you're catching Pokemon at nests, that you work out which ones are the best and which ones are not. And I started catching them quite quickly. There's my first two, of course, but luckily my first two are 499 and 537. And you also might catch some Dratini nearby as well. You get you get Magikarp, Starmies, and a couple of Dratini. Those are the sort of other Pokemon you will find in the park. Starmies, I've had quite a few at the front gate. That's an interesting thing to know. The Machops, as I say, it's a bit hit and miss. So most of the times I go there, I've been there, if I had to catch 40 Machops, I probably went there, well, it's probably 6 or 7 times, probably 5 or 6, 7 times. This one is down by the entrance to the zoo. This is probably where I've caught most of the Machops sometimes in pairs and sometimes single. The other best place is literally by the park. We'll show you that in a minute, and by the front gate. Those are where the most are, but the others are up by the top poker stop, as I call it, on the field by the hall. And as you'll see later, I IV'd all these. This was up by the top gym. You could just about see the gym on the other side. So it's the best way. Now I use Fast Poker Map SE, and I also use Poker Mesh. Those are the two apps that I use to track them down, because if you haven't got a tracker, the only other way is to walk around the path in circles. I've met a few fellow trainers in the park. This is my best one. This is literally the two are sitting in the playground, and the other one sitting in the wood where the squirrels are. Lots of squirrels. So if you have children, I notice a lot of trainers bring their children. They've got plenty to occupy the kids while you go and chase Pokemon, and obviously the kids can have fun as well. There's usually ice cream van. There's usually what you find at Walton Hall Gardens. There's just lots of different things. There was a craft fair and a reenactment last weekend that was going on. So there's lots of events. So it's one of those areas that can be a quiet park, nest, or it can be really, really busy like last weekend. And I'm trying to catch some more here, and this is when I'm learning to catch them. I definitely use the great balls now at nearly every time. Just give them a raspberry and a great ball to make sure. I think I've had over the 7 visits probably about 4 run away. And rather than anything else, I can't remember whether one of these ran away or not, but they just sitting there. And invariably this one, and I'm sure you've experienced trainers, these usually sit here anywhere between 8 and 14 minutes or 15 minutes, some of them, and it is a very confined space to go and catch Machop. So it's for me, it's not a fast spawner, i.e. you can go for about 15 minutes without seeing a Machop at all on your scanner, and then suddenly 2 or 3 appear, and then what happens is you'll get 1, 2, then another one will appear, then another one will appear. So it's quite haphazard. As I say, generally speaking, you have to sort of allow 5 to 8 an hour. So depending on how many you meet, you might need to spend a day here if you're starting from scratch to catch enough Machops to evolve them. This is when I got level 23 as well, which was pretty cool at the time. And here are the Machops that I caught. I think, if I remember rightly, 2 of them I kept, and then the others were caught in one day as we go along. So that was my highest CP one at the time. Now that's not the highest IV, as you'll see towards the end of the video when we evolve them. This is again going towards the zoo entrance, and this is one of the best ones, 578. Again, I think I've got just straight in for the Razza, and then I should swap. Yes, I do swap for the Great Ball to catch them. It's one of my favourites. I've been again. I'm racking up. I've already evolved it twice, as you'll see in the video shortly, and I'm now trying to, before it changes, because we don't know how long this will stay a Machops Nest. And I wasn't aware there was a nest here till there's a few more there that I caught. There's low, look at 12. That was the lowest one I caught, the 12. There's the 483 again as well. So you catch loads of 400s, a few low ends, and then 578s. I haven't caught, the one thing I haven't caught is a 600 at this time in terms of CP. Haven't gone past it, but however, I'm level 24, so maybe I'll get them this week. When I go down and get some more. I'm going down now to get some more to just build up the candies. Here's some more again. That's my top 3 really. Now this is where I've IV'd them, and this is where I evolve my first. So the top IV of the 45 is 51. So really low IVs, probably because it's a 2 evolution maybe, but 51's the best one I've ever seen. So that's my first one. And remember, if you name the IV, you will know that it keeps the name, so it's not a Machop, but it keeps the name if you change the name. keeps it throughout the evolutions. 766, I was pretty disappointed with that. I was expecting a bit more, so we just went straight into a second evolve. This is from the mass evolution video that's on after this video, which is coming out next. So we'll just have a guess at what this will come out. The one good thing is, for those who don't know by now, IV, the higher the IV, the better it is usually. Ends up of higher power to add the candy and power up. So you watch this one. This has got massive capacity to power up. So I think I'm going to be powering this up for the next month. You'll see it's around about 1100 if I'm correct. 1155. Look at the bar on the right. There is loads of capacity to power up, and obviously the higher you get EG levels, you'll have fun. And look, I'm now still collecting them. So this is after I've literally after I've done the double evolution. I'm collecting again before it changes. I don't know when they're likely to change the nest, because we've had a few nest changes this week, which is the mid-September, but we haven't had a major nest change yet. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I would give this, it's one that you have to spend a bit of time here, not like the Bulbasaurs up north on the previous video. This is it's sort of a medium burn nest, but you'll get some good stuff here, and there's some other, quite a few other Pokemon to catch around, and loads of things to keep the kids interested, and it's a great park. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that little video, and there'll be more Pokemon Go videos where we'll be doing more nests in the northwest and highlighting how good they are. This one, 7 out of 10, but I love the Machop, so I'm a bit biased. Thanks very much, and bye bye.